What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Elizabeth Elaborates. I'm Elizabeth. Um, I think my camera is gonna fall. I really do. So if the angle keeps changing, I'm fighting my battles over here. But today, we're just doing a quick little video because I need to touch grass. I really think this is what this is stemming from, but I've been reading a lot lately. And a lot of new books, a lot of popular books, and I just need to read classics. I have always felt like the people who read classic literature are the cool kids club that I cannot be a part of because I never really was forced to read it. And most people in America, I think, are forced to read from the same pool of classic literature in middle school and high school, maybe even college, depending on what you study. And I feel like I wasn't. And I've read maybe 20 classics. And I just feel like I can't contribute to those conversations. The big thing that gets me is it feels like a cool kids club that has gone on for hundreds of years. Because not only the people that I know have read these books, but the people that built our nation, the people that are in history, the people that wrote the books that we love today have read these books. And I just have no idea what's going on behind some of the most famous titles. So I don't know if you guys know or if I've said this before, but I love Theodore Roosevelt. I know there's obviously some problematic things about him, but I just love him. And he apparently could read a book a day. And to me, it just is exciting to think, hey, I could read the same books that Teddy Roosevelt read, but he can't read the books that I'm reading. So let's just go back in time and reread those books, And then I could be a little bit inside his head and know a little bit of what influenced him. You see where I'm going with this? And the thing with the people that have all read the same 15, 20 classics, a lot of them were forced to read them and then they've never picked up a book since. So when you're talking about literature, that's the only thing that they contribute to the conversation. So you keep hearing about The Catcher in the Rye. You keep hearing about To Kill a Mockingbird, Lord of the Flies, Fahrenheit 451. Like everyone in middle school right now that I know is reading Fahrenheit 451 or 1984 in high school. And I'm like, I haven't even read those. And then you guys, the non-readers of the world, have a little leg up in the book conversation that I don't have as a bookish person, as a self-proclaimed bookworm. You know what I mean? I'm like, how can I be the bookworm in this conversation and I can't contribute? Because they just read that stuff, put it aside, never read anything new. So if I'm bringing up new books, they can't contribute to that conversation. But I still feel like I need to go back and read all those classics. I want to talk about Dickens. I want to talk about Dostoevsky. I don't even know if that's how you say his name. I want to talk about Shakespeare. I want to know whatever's going on in those books that have made them so famous, those authors that have stood the test of time. I just need to know what's going on. I have read some classics. I made a little list and I will read it to you, okay? Why is Uber sending me a notification right now? Cyrano de Bergerac. Okay, I don't know if these are classics, but these are the things that I could remember that I read. So if some of them aren't classics, just let it go, all right? Cyrano de Bergerac, Don Quixote, which I read in Spanish. Does that count? Probably. I think it's written in Spanish, so actually that's probably bonus points for reading it in Spanish. The Great Gatsby, Of Mice and Men, Scarlet Letter, Lord of the Flies, Tom Sawyer, Treasure Island, To Kill a Mockingbird, which I DNF'd. I did not finish. One of the very few books that I intentionally, purposefully did not finish and put back. Which I'll go back, guys. I've got a lot of hate for that every time I say that. I just thought it was so slow, and the good part was not coming until like the last quarter. I'm not about that life. And Animal Farm, one of my favorite books in the entire world. I think Animal Farm is phenomenal. And various works from Jane Austen. So those are the things that I can contribute. And I've recently read most of those in the past few years. And here's the thing, I'm just not sure if I'm cut out for classic literature or not. I read The Great Gatsby. It's one of my best friend's favorites, and she is obsessed with it. I read it. It did not change my life. I liked it. It was cool. It was good. We love that, like, the Gatsby glamour vibe, but just the book itself did not, I don't know. But I was in a speed reading kind of thing when I read that. And I was like a teenager. I've been a teenager for most of my life. Okay. Let's give me a little grace there. Everything I've read, essentially, I've been a teenager for. Because I didn't read that much the last year. So I think I sat down and just read the entire book in one go, which I don't love doing. There's some books that are good like that, but most of them I don't like. I did that with Narnia, and I think I ruined it. I did that with Great Gatsby, and I think it ruined it. But maybe I'll go back and revisit. I would love to see as well what's different stylistically about old books. And I know the vocabulary is different, the syntax is different, but the way that they present themes and ideas and character arcs, that's really what I'm interested in seeing. Because the stuff I've been reading now, it just seems so, the authors seem so brash and it's so heavy-handed. Where what I can remember from the older books that I've read, the journey is slower, it's longer, it's gentler. You just have a more chill ride through the book from the things that I remember. But stylistically, I am intimidated by it. I think a lot of it could go over my head, like Shakespeare. The Shakespeare I've read, I love, or have listened to, I love. But I feel that those are very simple in comparison to maybe some of his other stuff. But you never know. I got a report card from my literature teacher one quarter, and she said, Elizabeth tends to see the obvious and struggles to find hidden meanings. And that broke me. I've thought about that all the time. I was a sophomore in high school when I got that. And I just graduated college, so I'm 22 now. And I think about it all the time. Every time I finish a book, I'm like, did I miss something? What is everyone else seeing that I'm not seeing? What's the hidden meaning? And I'm like, maybe the fact that you just had us reading the most crazy literature ever at like 15 years old, maybe that was my issue in not actually being stupid. So that really hurt me, and I think about it all the time. So that's kind of why I read a lot of books too. Is kind of, I'm like, I gotta see what's the hidden meaning. But sorry for not understanding Animal Farm on the first time. And I would say her name, but you can literally Google this person because she's like, renowned as a teacher or whatever. And you can find her, so I'm not going to say it. But her last name is tragic. Like, it brings me joy to know that the woman that insulted me has such a terrible last name. All love. So yeah, as I venture into this quest of leaving the celebrity book clubs, of leaving the popular books into the weeds of classics, I am excited to see how it changes me. If I notice anything different, if I grow in a new way, if I start to perceive things differently, if I have a better understanding of history and the context that all of these figures exist in, and the things that they were hearing, the narratives that influenced them, if I could kind of like reevaluate that and read that into history and the people that I love. I don't know. I'm just kind of sick of modern literature, and I feel like I'm missing out on hundreds of years of absolute gold. So that's all I gotta say. I hope you have a good day. If you have a recommendation of a good classic that you think is a good place to start, let me know. I'm down for anything. Probably not like War and Peace quite yet, because I'm trying to read a book a week still, and that's just gonna throw me off a little bit. I just know that book is thick. But give me some recommendations, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.